Alright, welcome back to another league race. This time we're back with TTML for round number seven? Seven, I think, of Division, or F4 rather, at the Suzuka International Circuit. So, uh, so this, oh geez, this was a messy one because we took about flipping like 37 minutes to get sorted after the lobby issues and damage was off, etc., etc. It was a mess. Here's the setup. It's basically the same as it was on Tuesday with a FTRL. So, unlike last time though, we're going to have dry qualifying and dry race. So, yeah, kind of going to have to trial some things for the first time here as well. So, yeah, I was kind of a bit flustered to this stage because I'm trying to sort things out as like div admin and that kind of shit. So it took a while to get to this point, but I felt like once we finally got qualifying underway, you know, we got some good progress done. I think this is round 7, yeah, 8, 9, yeah, I think there's only 10 rounds, so this will be round 7 then. So, again, I like this. By the way, this was a mess coming out of the pits, by the way. I'm not sure what on earth this was all about, and he was going so slowly and for what reason. So IMD tries to get through, and I think Barrels, I think it was Secret Dundee, but anyways, we'll make our way through. Finally got around to a flying lap. I actually want to do all 3 runs here in this session because track position is so important here. Here's my second run after having done a 26-1. So I'll come across the line here. We're going to improve, and it's going to be a 25-8. That looks like so. Good lap time to start out here, P4. Merck, I think, is on provisional pole there with, I think, a 25-7 or so. So it's very, very close. I'm going to show this flying lap in its entirety because this was a really good lap, except for the first corner. So I'm going to walk you through it. Open the DRS, of course. I'm running 10.6 wings, which, as it turns out, was really high. I was trying to Jale after the race. He's running 5.8. But understeer wide into turn 1, I've ruined, like obviously compromised my entry, my exit. I'm basically nearly a 10.5 down coming through this section of the track. So there's a lot of time to make up. I'm thinking, holy shit, this lap is done. But what happened after that, though, was just the rest of the lap was absolutely almost perfect, really. By the end of Sector 1, we're basically up on our time. So it shows you how much time there was on the tables we had there in Sector 1 originally. But at this point, I'm just pushing flat. I've got to try and improve. And I'm finding improvements. They're very, very marginal. Again, you can see coming to hairpin there. Got on the power nice and early. So we are up on the time. Again, it was a really good lap. But just turn 1 was just, let me down. Turn 1 and turn 2, really. Coming through Spoon. I'll be careful not to take... I probably took the perfect amount of curb there, to be fair. Exit left a little bit of time on the table, I think, but the big gains are going to come soon. A little bit of slipstream there from, I think that was Christian there, but that gained me a little bit of time. Yeah, a little bit of time. Enough, actually decently enough. Got 100th or so out of that, but anyways, into the chicane. Kept it in second. Nice bit of curb there, up to third, and just a really good exit here. Just very confident on the throttle. That was initially good enough for pole position somehow. Quickly beaten by my teammate, and then Bunty went quicker than after that. So, but I thought perhaps that should have been pole position, but I kind of turn 1 kind of ruined that. But happy for my teammate to get pole position at least. So that's good. That was good. I need this in this title fight we're having here. So yeah. Big result there, and we started ahead of Merck as well, who's second in the standings, so that was good as well. Strategy for the race: softs and mediums, and I'm putting 0.65 of fuel in the car. And if I'm ever doing a future race here, I'm not going to use that figure again. just saying. So yeah, but we're starting in a good position. I'm happy to start on the left side of the grid rather than the right side. Racing line for turn 1. That curb on the inside is dangerous. Anyways, here we go then. 5 red lights, and away we go. It's actually a really good start, but I changed gears too quickly to 4th. I lose that momentum. Merck's had a wonder start. Joe's had a terrible start. So we're going to just basically keep a single file thing in through the S's. Not under any real pressure from behind right now. It's just about getting through nice and slow. A bit of understeer through there. but just nice and slower in the dirty air of the car, so the aerodynamics are obviously compromised a bit, but nice and easy. And nothing really happened for the rest of this lap, but then things kind of kicked off again quickly on lap number 2, so we're going to pick up here. See, I'm D already on into 5th place on mediums. I think he started outside the top 10 or on 9th or something to that effect. But he tries to go for, I think he goes for a move on Charlie, or Charlie goes for a move on him, and something happens there. Anyways, D retires from the race, so I think that will probably officially end his title bid. So he's out of the race, and virtual safety car is deployed. I really thought once the race got going, I thought my race pace was good. I really think if I had clean air at the front, I think I could have maybe pulled away from these guys. I definitely would never, I was never really dropped. I didn't get the restart right here on the VSC. Charlie initially goes for the move. We defend that. Again, I'd have to find, next time I have to find some sort of compromise with the wings, because 10.6 is good, but I was just a boat in the straight line, so I need to find some sort of compromise going forward there. So anyways, lap number 3 then, with the DRS he's going to have this time as Bunty sets the fastest lap of the race. I want to keep to the left-hand side for cars trying to overtake, because then, you know, if they get on the curb, then they can maybe spin and give up the place again. So, but Charlie then is through, and Jana, who started from the back, has already got himself up into 6th place on the medium compact tire, so he's looking really, really good. He had a qualifying ban, so we'll just try and follow through. Again, the guys at the front weren't really dropping us, so again the pace was solid. It was just, you know, steady. Lap 7, well, almost for seamless editing there. Behind Joe, who's really struggling on his softs. Charlie's got a penalty trying to overtake Joe. We get a good run out of the second Degner. I use my overtake and I say, look, I'm coming, and we get the move done on Joe there. See, Merck and Bunty are 1 and 2. They're just about 3 seconds in front. Charlie is still within DRS. I'm still within DRS of Charlie, which is big. I want to try and keep that as best as I can. So we'll try and follow through. And lap number 8. So we go through again. We're not dropping. Again, Charlie's not dropping us by any means necessary. We're actually catching Merck and Bunty in front. Lesty then is reserved for tyres. Joe's already pit the last lap. Safety car is deployed. I was going to box this lap anyway, trying to hope for an undercut. And yeah, obviously with the safety car, obviously it's a perfect opportunity for everyone to pit from the softs to the mediums. I actually can't. Was it going to be lap 8 or 9? I think I was going to pit. I can't remember if I was going to pit lap 8 or not, but anyways, out we come, and we're going to be in P4. Only the guy who've ended up calling Turnip, and I think his name's Tunturi, but I just call it Turnip. Sorry about that, just easier. Is out on old medium, so we're going to negotiate him at some point in this second stint here, because lap number 10, we get underway once again, and Joe's got, despite Joe pitting just before the safety car, he still ends up ahead of Jane there, who's on hards. So restart, nothing really to write home about, just holding station. Again, I'm very conservative on restart, especially at that last corner in Japan. If you don't have the tires, don't have the tires warmed up, then that last corner is a bit of a problem. But lap 11, you can see where Bunty's trying to go for a move, make contact with Merck. I make slight contact with Merck then as well, just after Merck was offset by his own contact with Bunty's contact with him rather. No damage, but we're still trying to negotiate that Red Bull. So that's, things aren't really changing behind, but in front, very much game on. And again, I think Bunty's now got by that Red Bull, and Merck's trying to follow suit as well. I'm trying to hold station, I'm trying to be careful here behind as well in case there's an accident. See Merck trying to probe around the outside of the Degner, and then gets a good run, then heading up, out of the Dunlop curve, then gets a good run up to the Degner, so he gets that position done. Bad part of the track for me to catch up here, to be fair, because obviously compromised against old mediums. I tried to use some ERS here, I was like, but clearly he'd used some as well, because he really wants to keep this position. I suppose I don't blame him, to be fair, but I thought I got a decent enough run, but maybe it wasn't early enough on the ERS. You can see I'm definitely trying to get by though, because already, they're out of DRS range in front, but I'm really, really probing. I thought perhaps then he must be using a lot of energy as well, to be fair, and I thought I was going to get a good run out of Spoon. Again, I got okay early on the ERS. He's using a lot as well, you can see, and I thought I was going to get the move done but the virtual safety car was deployed. I think if I couldn't get it done into 130R, I think I could have definitely got it done into the chicane with ERS and overtake, or sorry, ERS and slipstream. But green flag, the VSC just ended, and you can see Merck and Bunty are now 2 seconds clear up the road. So this time we're going to try and get the run on Turnip and pull off the left hand side into 130R, high speed stuff. Bit of contact was made there. I couldn't have turned much more left, to be fair, so we finally get that move done. To be fair, like, I don't think I could have had any other chance to get that move done beforehand. I really don't. You know, I used ERS where I could. He used it in response. It's just difficult to overtake at times here, but we got that move done as soon as we could. Lap 14, I believe this is where Bunty bins it from the lead, so that gives Merck the lead of this race and in clean air. So safety car is deployed. I fully expected Merck to kick on from here and win this race. So, but we're in a good position in second. You know, we've got Joe behind in third, and keeping Jane at bay was big as well. So, anyways, we're not gonna box because I don't want to give a track position. That would be foolish. And the field's not very spread out, so I would just lose a bunch of positions I would never get back. So, anyways, getting ready for the safety car restart. Merck went quite early here, to be fair. And again, you're not really, unless you're like on the gearbox, you're not really going to be getting the advantage on someone on the safety car restart here, just with the way this track is. So he's gonna hold station after this on this restart, and the same is true for Joe. I see Jane then in fourth, and Mike then running in a good fifth place. So we'll kick on lap number 19. Again, Merck wasn't escaping. It was very, very tight on the straights. He was quicker for sure. But on all the other stuff, I was able to keep really close. Well, not really close. I was able to keep close contact there. Anyways, lap 21. Just going through the S's. He's just broken out of DRS. I'm trying to get back within it here, and he spins on the curb. We go by on the left-hand side. Thankfully, the way that his car spun allowed us just to not lose too much momentum. But now suddenly we're in the lead of this race. But the problem is, though, Joe has had a spin himself. That has released Jane, and this next, I wasn't sure. In these first few laps, I wasn't sure if I could hold Jane at bay, but once he got within DRS in lap 23, I thought, well, that's going to be, I think that might be it. So, you can see how far back he was at the start of this straight. He's 5'8 wings. I should have committed more to the left-hand side, made him go down the inside, maybe he gets on that curb. But I tried to go to the middle of the track and hope he would go to the inside, but he actually used the outside to him, so fair play. He goes through. I think at this stage, getting towards the end of the race, those hards definitely were better than these mediums. But he didn't really drop us, to be fair. But I kind of trying to just consolidate. Like, there's a big gap behind, obviously with Christian. So I just looked to try and consolidate as best as I could. And Johnny's going to win the race from the back. Fair play to him. We'll take P2. You know, big pick. I was disappointed to lose the race late on. You know, I think no matter what, you always feel that way. But big picture stuff for the championship, you know, that's not a bad result at all. We kept our ground. We kept it in a straight line. I don't really have any regrets how I ran that race, really. There's nothing. I don't think there's too much else I could have done. The start, perhaps. You know. But even if I got a better start, I'm still boxed in with Joe in the front, and then, you know, Merck coming through then on the right. So I don't think I really could have. The start could have been better, but how much would it have changed? And would it have changed what happened in the race? Probably not. You know, that was about Jane coming through the field and just this ridiculous pace and made that work. So fair play to him. We gained from P3 in the end, so that's not too bad in the end. Voice crack. So I'm dehydrated, that's why my voice is cracking a bit. But Joe retired from the race late on. Disappointed, really. Thought perhaps if he could have held position, or, you know, held off Johnny a bit longer, could things have changed? Maybe Johnny was just coming through regardless, so it doesn't really matter. But we have a 17-point lead over Merck then, heading into the last 3 rounds. And you see May's not too far behind that either. Johnny himself is on 100 points, so Johnny could make a late charge here, but he's going to need Merck and myself and Mays to make some mistakes there. I'm indeed Bunty. I think their title charges are officially over. So 3 races to go. We're going to take a look at the constructors in a sec, but 3 races to go, including Kota, Brazil, Abu Dhabi. 3 tracks I genuinely quite enjoy. and have gone well at. Here are the constructor standings. I think that's a done deal for Aston Martin. So, look, worst case scenario, if Merc does win the Drivers' Championship, you know, at least we can have the constructors, and I'll be happy with that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get to win too much team stuff, to be fair. So I would be happy with either title, to be honest. Of course, I would like the drivers one, but we'll just do our best, and that's all we can do. You know, I recognize the different dynamics at play in this title fight. I understand those. I ultimately just go out and do the best that I can, and let the chips fall where they may, and that's how I've always handled it, I think. And you know, the quickest driver will win ultimately, I think, at the end of the day. So yeah, that's going to do it for round number 7 of TTML in F4. Next up, as I mentioned, is Kota for TTML. Next up for FTRL is Belgium, so that should be fun. And yeah, until next time.